Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Crypto friends, checking in after we had a big bull spike today, but we zoom in to find out, oh, that bull spike lasted all of 5 minutes, and we faded and gave most of it back. The bulls will take it because we're higher than where we were before the bull spike, but again, it is not sustainable for a move. That doesn't mean much bigger picture for me. So what we've got now is our low, high of the bounce, higher low is set at 70.80, and we failed to break resistance, and bears were just waiting to top fish 78.70 resistance, being that extremely extended in one 5-minute candlestick. So looking at this 4-hour candlestick and how much we gave back of this move, it's entirely possible that we trade within this range for the next day or two even. And if we look at the hourly leveled out, built to base of support, and we're going to be scouting an hourly lower high on any bull follow-through that we see from here. So what it does do is give us our daily high or low, but as always, the range of this daily bounce is going to be the most important, and we're waiting for a break of this range to give us some more clarity. I did make an attempt at a trade entry for that higher low on the daily time frame, but unfortunately I stopped out with a tiny loss before this morning. So what I was looking at is the potential of an inverse 4-hour head and shoulders pattern. And this is where we had to see the bull break. So I made my entry on the 4-hour higher low, and my entry was 72.70. I put my stop under 71.57, and I said, all right, if this is an inverse head and shoulders, the bulls have to break 74.13, change the 4-hour trend, and give us our daily higher low. So the trade looked just fine to start out. As soon as we saw this bull follow through right here, I said, okay, our 4-hour higher low is clearly set. And if we were to fail this bull break and then lose that support level, then my thesis of the inverse head and shoulders is going to be wrong. So I moved my stop from 71.57 up to 72.30 essentially. And at that point, my risk was $40 on the trade. Initially, my risk was $120. I'm talking Bitcoin dollars. So 120 Bitcoin dollars was the risk. My target was $75.90, so the reward was about $320, so almost 3-to-1. By the time I moved up my stop, my risk was $40, and my reward was $320. So I was just fine. In hindsight, looking back, obviously stopped out, but I have no problem with taking that very low-risk trade. And just to talk about letting your winners run and cutting your losers short, the position size that I entered here was half of what the position I had for the move from 6,600 to 7,200-ish was. So essentially, I would have, let's say I made $600 on a full position of Bitcoin on this move up, and on this first trade that I've taken since I scaled out into strength, that is now a loss on a half position of $40. So essentially, $120 gain, or $1,200 gain on a half position on the way up is what it would equate to, and a $40 loss. So what I just want to exemplify there is how much risk I'm putting on these trades, and then how long I'm letting those winners ride, so that reward far outweighs what the risk is. So, tightening daily pattern, and we could trade sideways within this range now. The most important levels for me from here on out, 70.80 and 78.70. So we have about an $800 range, little over a 10% range that we could trade within for the next handful of days. Ethereum, daily higher low is established, didn't come close to breaking our resistance level of 157.73. So now all I care about here is 143.17 and 157.73 resistance. Daily exponential resistance rejected the top of the bounce attempt. It's rejecting the top of this attempt. Hourly, trying to form that higher low just like Bitcoin. But again, we'll be looking for an hourly lower high to form as a result. ETH BTC dropped with another daily lower high and lower low. We still have not found our weekly higher low of support, and 1891 is the must-hold level, and we're getting closer and closer to that level. Still have to see the daily trend change for the weekly higher low to be set. And until that happens, I am not interested in Ethereum personally. Litecoin, low, high, higher low. Anything under 49.36 is just a lower high. 43.71 is the new key support level. And again, just not seeing much of any kind of follow through on that 5-minute bull spike. LTC, BTC, all bears. 5991 is the only support level nearby. And if that breaks, we will be at the lowest ratio in about 2 years or so. I guess a little bit less than that, a year and a half. A year. No, 2 years. 2 years. XRP. So we've got our low, high, higher low, and anything under 2323 is just a lower high. So 2096, most important support now. 2323 resistance, daily exponential resistance. Bears still have control overall. BNB has given us a daily higher low now. So that new key support level, we had 1480 as support, and that actually held. So we had an inside bar, bear break, held support, but unable to break resistance. If we can't break 1628, bulls don't prove anything. Daily exponential resistance. So you can see everybody's doing the same thing, and nobody has broken their daily resistance to change the daily trend. Link USD was the weakest name that we've been watching recently. It dropped to a lower low, held $2 psychological support, but broke 203 support. So no other name has broken the low of November. Link has. It continues to be the weakest. Anything under 226, 227 is a daily lower high. Matic is a lead bull. And if the sector as a whole were doing what Matic is doing now, we would be in party mode and money would be growing on trees. It's a little bit harder when it's only one individual name that's doing it. It's a little bit harder to have trust in those bulls. But we have a scenario where Matic BTC, look at this bear break of the 4-hour uptrend. So here's our higher low, lower high, lower low, bull break. 4-hour higher low, lower high, lower low, bull break. So these 4-hour bear breaks are getting no follow through, which means they're just little daily bull flags leading to continuation. 4-hour exponential support continues to hold. Anything above 397 is another 4-hour higher low. And we are just in absolute breakout mode. And that is continuing. And it's the kind of play where we can watch, all-time high is really the only resistance, but we can watch the daily uptrend, and we know that the bulls will keep momentum as long as that daily uptrend remains. When we lose it, then we can look for a weekly higher low to form. Congrats to the Matic bulls. Matic USD, daily higher low is now 243. Bull break to higher highs. 4-hour chart. Again, just these little lower highs and lower lows with no bear follow through, and then bull volume spikes. When we lose the 4-hour uptrend again, we'll just look for a daily higher low compared to 243. So bigger picture now, aside from that entry, which I was only making that entry in Bitcoin because the risk was so small. And now I'm going to patiently wait again until we get clarity on the daily time frame. Until then, trading in the regular stock market where volatility has picked up nicely over the last week of trading. And I will jump back in the crypto space when volatility picks up here as well. And I don't just mean 5-minute spikes. I'm talking about multiple days, volume spikes. And we can look at the volume on Bitcoin and see that for the most part, we are trading under the 20-day average of volume. We had the spike with the dump and bounce. That's where I traded, where there was volume and volatility. And now back to sitting back on my hands patiently and not over trading. So hope you're well. Hope you do good things. And we'll see you next time we have something to update.